thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. You wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grid 6 feet like Kenny.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
Rat-a-tat-tat. What is good, and welcome back to another episode of the East Meets West, where me, AK, and my brother from another mother, Philly Foothills, are here live talking Eagle football. Appreciate you guys so much for coming out and joining us tonight. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I apologize, I'm not on camera, having some technical difficulties, but we'll get that corrected soon. How's it going, brother? Take it away.
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills Fuego, and I am back in the Nest Out West. Another great episode of East Meets West. We are always definitely very, very blessed to have each and every one of you as a guest. And thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. Salute to the 6 we got in the chat already. You guys are always awesome. I know it's some of the loyal ones as always. We got Further AMs in the building. I've seen that. See you guys. Next Shift is in the building as well. Salute to you guys. We can't do it without you because, like I say, each and every time we do this thing, you guys are the absolute food in the water to this content. You are. If you don't believe it, you're fooling yourselves. Because without you guys, it will not continue to survive. So if you're feeling the vibe, please make sure, if you haven't already, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Not only to your boy here, Philly Foothills Fuego, holding it down out here in California, 24/7, 365. But my boy here, AK, as well. Let's get him going. We need to get him. We need to get him to 500. He definitely deserves it. The subscribers, you guys don't know what you're missing. Believe me, I'm just very, very blessed and humbled to have gained such a great friend and brother through doing this thing. And there's no other community like it out there. I know I'm ranting right now, but you guys, thank you so much for being here. The Eagles community is so strong, and we can't do it without each and every one of you. So keep up your great support. And we're going to keep doing this thing for you guys as long as we can, definitely. We're very happy to be here with you guys tonight. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate you, sir. No lie, man. But I got to ask you a question, okay? Because this is something that I even asked myself this past game. And I'm not trying to trick myself because they're the shiny new toys. But was it just me, or did Sue and Joseph look a lot better than Cox and Hargraves?
Well, I definitely give you the first part of that with Fletcher Cox. He has definitely underperformed this year. I mean, Hargraves is tied with the I'm pretty sure he's got or he's second in sacks, I think, at 7. And him and actually him and Reddick, I think Reddick has 7.5. Either way, it's 7.5 one way, 7 the other way. They're the only ones to do that through this many games since Reggie White and Clyde Simmons. So that's pretty special.
I understand that about Hargraves, man, but
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, though, I'm looking at how our defense holds up against the run, and dude, he can get moved very easily. You know, like it just really felt different with Sue and Joseph in there. When Cox and Hargrave were in there and they ran a couple times, it was like, bro, it's like that's that weak part. You see it, you know. And it is truly them. You know, and they're great for the pass rush, but they suck for the run game. And you know, I don't know, when it just came down to, you know, the combo of both, I actually like Sue and Joseph more. And honestly, if it was my opinion, you know, I would have Sue and Joseph out there the majority of the time, and just sprinkle in Hargrave and Fletch.
It kind of depends on what lineup you're running. Are you running a 3-man front, or are you running a 4-man front? Because definitely Sue and definitely Joseph is way better at playing nose tackle than anybody we had on this team. Yeah. Definitely, LJ he's a beast in that middle, and he showed it against Indy. He came right in, had I think 3 tackles and a half a sack. So
yeah,
immediate impact, and definitely made his name known. And a lot of people were wondering if he could still, you know, do it at his age, and obviously he still can.
Do you know what makes him great though, bro? And I noticed it. Like, the man doesn't, and especially for just the run. Do you know what he does, honestly, bro? Is he just stands up the center, and he just holds his ground. Like, he doesn't really try to move forward. He doesn't get pushed backwards because he's too damn big.
Right.
He just stands there, and that clogs the middle and doesn't allow them to go to the middle. Like, if you look at his plays, dude, he just kind of stands up and moves the center just a little bit back, but he just holds his ground right in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then if the running back comes either off of either shoulder, he's trying to shed that block and make the tackle, and he's exactly good at doing that as well.
But Hargraves cannot do that, bro. Like,
no,
they will move him.
I definitely agree with you when you say that Sue and especially Joseph are better against the run than Cox and Hargrave. Absolutely. Yeah. So we could have a good rotation going. Like, if we have a feeling that they're, you know, obviously if it's 3rd and long, you know, they're going to pass it. Maybe they'll throw a screen or something like that. You'd probably rather have some better speed on the field.
Well,
like
and that's the thing. Like,
Hargrave.
your first and second down should be Sue and Joseph. Hands down, that should be your first and second. And then your third down, because your third down should be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, you know, especially with those two monsters there. That's when you unleash Cox and Hargraves.
I think that's a great idea, especially with how teams are gonna be game planning against us now, to be coming out running the ball and trying to establish the offensive line against our defensive line. Absolutely, let Sue and Joseph get to work, because they're obviously already pretty comfortable. They came in and played pretty well, so just imagine how much more they're going to get. And I already knew with their experience, it doesn't really matter at their age if their bodies are still functioning even at a 90% level, you know, to what they used to be. With their experience, with their knowledge, with the way they could read offensive linemen and schemes and things like that, I knew they were going to come in and have a pretty good impact. I didn't know it would be that quickly, but I knew they'd be able to hold their own.
You know, the first drive for sure, especially whenever JT got his 50 yards in that tutty, you could listen. I understood Sue and JT or LJ.
LJ.
Or wait, yeah, LJ.
Yeah. I call him Big Joe.
Yeah.
Big Joe.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of LTs, LJs, blah 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 blah. Yeah, but I knew there would have some rust to be knocked off. You know, I knew that because they haven't played all year. And even they said in their interviews, they were like, what's the best way to get in shape? He was like, playing, you know, and
Look
but
at
you saw, man, as soon as that rust got knocked off, they were different players. You know, it completely changed. JT was not able to run the way
right.
he was able to, you know, and you saw a difference when they finally got in playing for him there. It only took a little bit, and that's what being a vet's all about. They're able to switch it on at any moment, and they did once they got
Yes.
in the groove of things. And
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
you're right, Randy. When my boy comes back, bro, team him up with those two. Jesus.
I would love to see the. I would love to see the three. I can't wait to see that. To see if we run like a five. If we run like a 5-man front, to see Linval in the middle, Sue on one side of him, Jordan Davis on the other side, and you could sprinkle in whoever you want on the ends. You could sprinkle in Brandon Graham. You could sprinkle in Reddick. You could Sweat. That's a dangerous, scary defensive line that could do a lot of damage in a lot of different ways.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because you don't.
And no,
There's enough pass rush there where you don't have to rotate out a lot of guys. I mean, yeah, Hardgrave's still going to get his playing time. I think Cox should definitely his snaps should get reduced. I do because he's not doing anything. So if you're not doing anything, you're definitely not contributing to the cause. So that you got to be able to earn your keep, or else there's guys that are hungrier than you are. And they're ready to step up.
bro, I love him, man, but I'm not going down that fucking road again. We went down with JP. I'm not doing it, man. I'm not holding on to
Nah.
somebody too fucking long because of the love for him. Like, listen, I love Cox, man. He's an amazing player and he's a legend here. Just let him go before he ruins anything else. Like, listen, he's not doing bad, but he isn't who he used to be. He isn't. You know,
Oh, I didn't even think about that, Sue, with his history with Aaron Rodgers. I didn't even think about that.
yeah,
That's gonna
yeah.
be great. That's gonna
He
be
already-
great on Sunday
he
night.
already-
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Did you hear him speak about that already?
Sue did.
Yeah, he
No.
said he said he's like he can't wait. He's like pretty much he was saying I fucking hate Green Bay. He's like I can't
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Because you're pretty sure you probably heard that Aaron Rodgers came out and said his thumb is broken. He has a broken thumb. He's been playing with a
Mhm.
broken thumb. So that's to me that just puts a target. That just puts a target for the Eagles to aim at.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to go after his hands. They're going to be swatting the hell out of it. If they get anywhere close to him, they're going to be swatting the shit out of his hands.
Yo, how about the boy Christian Watson, man? Coming out here. I think he's had 5 touchdowns the last 2 games.
And kudos to you. Kudos to you, my friend, because you said he was going to be able to play at the NFL level. A lot of people question if he would or not, but he definitely can. He's been balling out the last few weeks. So yeah, he's definitely starting to sync up with Aaron Rodgers. If Rodgers was healthier, if he had his his whole hand throwing with, he'd probably be able to have some more yards and a few more touchdowns by now, I'm sure.
Right. Yo, Wales, appreciate you, dog, for coming through. Happy Thanksgiving to you, sir, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow as well. I know you'll probably be with your family and shit, so hope everyone has a great day. Be safe,
Yes.
and God bless, brother.
Yes, and I didn't say that at the beginning of the show. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to everybody, but yes, tomorrow is the big turkey day. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and yeah, you guys be safe in your travels, and we'll definitely hold the fort down.
Listen, man, William, I agree with this statement because that's pretty much what I was saying. If you're not being productive, you got to go. You know, after we parted ways with Carson, that fear kind of left me. You know, because I know when we first let go of that contract, a lot of us were like, "Oh shit, we're fucked. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna rebuild?" You know, and
I would, if I was Howie, I would have tried to package up Cox and Dillard and maybe a draft pick or two, and I would have pretty much gave. I wouldn't have gave them anything they wanted, but I would have gave Carolina pretty decent bag for McCaffrey because he is going off with. Could you imagine him with Christian McCaffrey in our offense, dude? And
No, I
then
understand.
and then Sanders can play that secondary back role where he doesn't have to be the primary running back. I mean, goodness gracious, dude.
No,
I think Hurts and McCaffrey would be deadly together.
but the thing I always said when people talked halfbacks is, when the hell has Howie Roseman ever went out and dropped a big bag on a halfback?
Right.
I mean, yes, we got Jay Ajayi, but Jay Ajayi cost us what, a sixth? Wasn't anything.
True.
6 is nothing.
Yeah, that's not dropping.
Howie
That's not even
Roseman
close.
never dropped a first round draft pick on a halfback ever, as far as I know.
Speaking
I
of
don't expect him to do
speaking
that.
of halfbacks, well, what I got to ask you a question. If you're Howie Roseman, are you giving Melvin Gordon a call at all?
No, man, I'm
No?
sorry, dude. Listen. I respect out to our young tight ends, bro, but we need a fucking tight end. I'm not even playing, homie. Like, I'm sorry. That was one of the things I told you at draft free agent, you know, or the trade deadline. I told you, I was like, I wouldn't mind if there was a tight end maybe available to just get a second to back him up just in case. And what I thought really happened, and ooh, that sucks, you know, but listen, man, you saw this offense this past week. Our offense really went downhill without Goddard. I mean, he plays a humongous part in this offense. Now, I don't know, man. It's tough because I know a lot of people are out there and they're panicking, like, you know, what has happened to our offense? That's a very good question. I mean, I started asking the question, where the hell has Miles Sanders been the last 2 games?
That's a big part of what's happened to our offense. We are I think I have a pretty good thumb on it. Our offense is too unbalanced. You go and look at the first half against Washington. Way too many throws compared to runs. And we're averaging way more than enough to be running the ball. I mean, we are very much handcuffing our offense at this point because so not only are we unbalanced, but at this point, I think a lot of the defense has kind of caught up to what we were doing offensive scheme wise. And now it's time for Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni to get together with whoever they have to, with the quarterback coach, with Hurts himself, with AJ Brown, because he's definitely slowed down these last few games. To kind of, we have to adjust the offense. Defense has made an adjustment to our offense, so now we have to counter adjust.
You definitely got to get Devontae Smith more incorporated.
Absolutely, and you have to. You took the words right out of my mouth, AK, because you have to play to his strengths too. You got to get Devontae Smith. You got to stop doing these 8 to 7 yard comebacks to Hurts. Get him in open space. Have him running slants like you do with AJ Brown. Have him running slants and things like that, or even a screen, a wide receiver screen, to get him in open space to where he can use his ability to get what he's good at doing, to get those. Not only is he a great route runner and he's great at catching the ball, but he's also great at running with the ball in his hands. So we got to get him in more in open space, so like we did with Goddard. You know, even if you're running him, put him at tight end, I don't care, or put him in the slot and run a screen that way. You just got to be able to find ways to get him play to his strengths, like I said, and get him the ball in open field so he can do some damage. You're absolutely right, though, AK. Devontae Smith is definitely a weapon we have not utilized enough this year.
Like, I mean, listen, man, and I will tell you this. I watched the last 2 games as well as all of us have. None of those games neither of them, last week or the week before against Washington, do I put any of that on Jalen Hurts. You know, everything that happened in that game was after the ball left his hands. You know, that fumble Quez had, that's not on Jalen. You know, that's just a shitty predicament that happened, and oh well,
Mhm.
you know. The AJ Brown fumble, that wasn't on Hurts. You know, like
No, I agree with you.
none of these issues are on him. He's doing all the right thing. Now, granted, a lot of people look at that double coverage throw that he threw that interception, and they're like, "Oh, well, that was a bad throw." Actually, it wasn't.
It's
In
not a bad.
fact,
It's not a bad throw. It's just not the best decision.
no, it's not the
It
best
was a
decision.
beautiful
No,
throw.
dude, and that's what I
Absolutely
said. In
beautiful
fact,
throw.
as soon as he threw the ball, my air left my lungs. I was like, "Why'd you throw that ball?" Because
Right.
I saw the safety coming, right?
Yeah.
And then the interception, I was like, "Oh shit, Jalen, what'd you just do?" And then instantly they showed the replay. Dude, that ball dropped right in AJ's fucking hands. Dude, it was literally, I said there yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, I said, dude, that was possibly the most beautiful ball Jalen has thrown to date. No lie, even though that was into double coverage, dude, it hit AJ's hands. It did. It really did. And it was on point, dude. And the only reason that he got that interception is because it bounced right off AJ's right into his. And
Yeah.
his hands were right next to AJ's. I mean,
I think those the back shoulder throw where the one where AJ got fined for pointing at Mika and the other guy. I think that's a little bit more of a difficult throw. Those back shoulder throws are not easy to make, and that way he dropped that one in a bucket. I mean, that was
for
in
sure.
double coverage. He's made some beautiful throws this year. A couple of
That
those
was just a
touchdowns.
tighter
to AJ.
window, bro. That was just a tighter window right there.
Yeah,
And he
definitely.
did, and he actually completed it. AJ just couldn't hold it.
Yeah, he hit him in. I mean, that's the golden rule, right? As a wide receiver, if it hits you in the hands, you should be able to catch it. That's what I was taught as a
Hit it
tight
right
end.
in both hands, bro.
Yeah. If it's anywhere, I mean, hell, there is coaches that used to tell me and other receivers that if you can get one hand on it, there's a good chance where you should be able to at least tip it up to yourself and catch it, or catch it with one hand. Either way, corral it with one hand, corral it to your body. If you can get one arm near it, you should be able to catch that damn ball.
Well, and we all know AJ can make one-handed catches. We've seen it.
Oh yeah, he does it in practice all the time. He does it. I mean, I've seen him do it in games too.
Listen, bro, that was one hell of a catch if he could have pulled that one in. I'm not gonna even lie. And I'm not even playing, bro. But that's why you get paid $100 million. And I'm not even playing. We pay you that money to bring in those catches. That one haunts me, bro. Because if that would have been caught, man, that would have been like talk all over town. No lie.
That one didn't. I think this last week with the fumble, fighting for yards when you know that you're not gonna you got three guys in front of you and all your momentum stopped.
Yeah.
You're basically a sitting duck for a guy to come punch it out. And that's what happened. It's like, what are you doing there? Just go down.
Yeah.
Kind of like Quez the week before. In that scenario, with as
Stay
much as
down.
our offense was struggling to get down the field and to get points in that game.
Yeah.
So absolutely stay down and freaking you got first inside the red zone. So yeah, I was kind of pretty cool that Quez and Brandon Graham made up for it this past week. Definitely helped contribute to the win. Quez catching that nice touchdown by Hurts at the end.
Heck yeah.
And then Brandon Graham, my boy BG, give me some graham crackers. You know what I'm saying? Got that nice sack at the end to redeem himself from last week's stupid ass. That was the weak ass call and a flop by Taylor Heineke. Everybody could see that BG was holding up, and he could have hit him so much harder if he wanted to.
Yeah, we're not.
He could have taken his head off, dude.
We're not going to talk about that.
Right?
I'll say some things that might offend some people.
All I can say is I've never seen a quarterback celebrate that much after doing literally nothing but kneel and take a freaking flop. on the last play and celebrate like that. That's
First off,
the Eagles fans are gonna the fans and the players are gonna remember that next year. I hope Heineke starts for them next year.
more importantly than that, bro, you hit the nail on the head. I want to shout out BG myself, bro. Have you noticed every time it is the seal a game, whether it be a 1 point or the Super Bowl or
Right?
just a regular game, it's always like Nick said last year about Barnett. It's always that guy.
Yeah.
It's always BG, dude. He's always that dude. Like,
And it's
always
like-
at the end.
You're right, because it's like it's maybe one or two things or both. He kind of conserves his energy a little bit, and he kind of saves that burst for that play when they really need it down towards the end of the game. And also he's definitely a student of the game, and he's definitely a very smart individual. So he studies these offensive linemen, and he finds their weaknesses, and he watches their tendencies, and then he uses that to his advantage, and then he pulls it out of his hat right when he needs it and uses it against them. He's very good at doing that as well. So yes, you're very right about that. It's always that guy. Definitely.
Thank you. I wanted to say it so much, but I didn't want to offend anyone. But Wicked said it for me, so I don't feel as bad.
Absolutely.
You're right, bro. Heineke's
Thank
a
you,
straight
Wicked.
pussy.
Thank you.
I'm not even playing, bro. Like, is Jalen going down on that play? No. Listen, is DJ Daniel fucking Jones going down on that play? No.
Exactly.
No, I have no respect for you, bro. Like,
Well,
you knew you were getting sacked and you took the easy fucking way out, and then you celebrated about it. I have no respect for him, bro. That was a pussy move, man, and we all know it.
And what kills me about that play too is that the ref didn't blow the whistle until after Brandon Graham hit him. So if you consider him down, then blow the damn whistle if you don't want him to get hit in the backfield. That's what absolutely killed me about that play. They always tell him to play to the whistle, but now, I mean, how do you expect me not to hit him in the head region if he's on a knee? What do you? And it almost looked like Heineke was almost trying to get up too. So I don't blame Brandon Graham at all. I was mad at first, but after hearing that they didn't blow the whistle, no, BG's good, man. He's all good in my book.
Not just that, bro. You just don't do that. You don't quit until the play's dead.
Exactly.
The play was not dead.
Exactly. The play's not dead until the whistle's blown.
Like, throw the ball away. Don't kneel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had so many other options, but instead you just fucking kneel. Are you serious?
And they're looking at, they can swat that. They're trying to swat that ball out of there. You know, they can cause a fumble. Whistle hasn't been blown. So if his knee's not on the ground and they knock that ball out, then that's a live ball. So
oh man, that one really.
Yeah, exactly. Your silence.
I had so much respect for Taylor too, man. I did before that move. I really did. I
did too. Actually,
I sat here in the offseason. I said, why the fuck did you go and trade for Carson Wentz? Heineke actually, dude, he was what, 7-9 last year?
I was saying the same
didn't
thing.
Do too bad.
He's
respected in the locker room, but fuck you now, bro.
He's the only reason he didn't start to begin the year is because they traded for Wentz. That's the only reason. If they wouldn't have gave up the draft picks to trade for Wentz, because they would look like idiots. If they trade for Wentz and then Heineke starts, they look like absolute fools. So they have to start Wentz. They're kind of handcuffed in a way in that scenario. But I agree with you. I've said it too. Carson Wentz is nothing without his legs. His legs are gone.
Yeah.
Game over. That's a wrap. He's already not very strong mentally. We've seen that. So
Heineke at least makes better decisions faster.
And he's more athletic. He can move around better.
Yeah.
He's more synced up with that offense. He really is. They're going to win some games down the stretch. I guarantee that. They're playing some good football.
Oh, man, I can't. I'm with Wicked One, bro. I hope every time we play the Redskins now, and if he's starting, man, I hope
you
pulverize the shit out of him.
said the R word.
Oh, nah, listen,
What?
man. 30 years of them being that, it doesn't
know,
just
right?
go away, dude.
I
Like,
know. It's hard. It is. But I
but-
absolutely hope so
all right,
too.
Washington. We'll just call them Washington.
Yeah.
No lie, man. I hope we just pulverize the shit out of him, dude. I hope they just sack his ass right into the ground every time. Make him pay
Yeah.
for that, dude. That was
There's
that
gonna
was
be some
very cheap.
there's going to be some consequences and repercussions for those actions, definitely, because we don't. That was in our house too. Oh yeah, that we ain't going to forget that.
And I don't want you to injure him. I just
No.
want you to hurt him. Just make his body hurt when he sits up the next morning.
I want his white Commanders jersey to be completely green by the end of the game. Just put it that way.
Yeah. You don't injure him. Just make his body hurt. Make him get a nice bath. You know,
he's good. He's younger. He'll be fine. Yeah, give him a nice ice bath, like you said. A good sports massage should be all right. Just don't have Deshaun Watson involved. He'd be good.
He said the ref should have picked that flag after they saw he was okay after doing all of that. That should take that penalty away. Yeah,
it was a weak call.
Bro,
was an absolutely weak call.
Listen, man, I've always wrestled with this because I'm one of those guys. I was born in '88. I grew up watching football in the '90s. You know, I understand we want player safety, but how far can you take player safety until you start taking football out of football? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you put too many things on. Oh, like now, even if your hand just hits his helmet, it's a roughing the passer. Like, dude, that's not football. These guys grow up from the time they're 3 playing football, knowing it's a dangerous sport. It's gonna fucking happen. You know what I mean? Like, I understand we want to protect them, and as far we should. You know, when it comes to concussions, I don't want to see that. So figure it out. Figure a way to make that better. But dude, football is a contact sport.
You know what I'm saying? You said it earlier. He should have thrown it away. I hate that with these quarterbacks, they throw their hands up looking for crying for a flag. That to me is just that's petty all around, and it's almost on borderline poor sportsmanship because it's like trying to cry your way to a victory. You know what I mean? It's if you need to do that, do you really think you deserve to win?
It worked.
It did, but if it was me, if I was that ref, I would have looked at him just like you just said a little while ago. I would have been like, "You should have thrown it away. I'm not throwing that flag. No, you should. You're fine. He barely touched you. You are just fine. I guarantee you go over and talk to the doctors. You are nowhere near any concussion protocol. You were probably good to go.
He didn't move that much. Like he stayed upright.
He only moved. He only moved because he acted like he got hit by a freaking freight train.
I know. No, that's what just pisses me off about it because I sit back and I re-watch that whole scenario in my head and it's like, bro, why didn't you just throw the ball away? Like, why even put yourself in that scenario and then do that? Like, just throw the fucking ball away.
Yeah.
That one really irked me.
I know it's a tough one to swallow, and it was very, very hard to watch. It was.
It helped us though. I promise you, it did. You know, I know a lot of people out there. They ask the question, you know, are we battle tested? You know, do we have to lose a game to be good? You know, I don't think we had to lose a game to be good. You know, that Commander game in all rights, we should have won. If Quez, like we said earlier, just stayed down, take the yards that they give you, you know, maybe things are different, but in a way it's a positive because you learn from it, you move on, you know, that's something you learn to not do later on when it means the most, you know.
Yeah.
But last week though, against the Colts, yeah, it might have been ugly, dude, but Jalen Hurts showed me a lot. I mean, he really put this team on his shoulders that last drive and did it all, you know. But once again, that game, not on him, dog. AJ Brown fumbling, like, dude, stop being fancy, homie. I get it, you're a yak receiver, but sometimes just take what they give you, go down, and let's continue on. You know, don't give them those stupid opportunities that was given. You know, and you know, when you're risky, crazy shit happens, and that's what happened. You know, so but Jalen got it done, dude, and that's what that drive there, that fourth quarter drive, really started putting, at least in my opinion, his name into that top echelon type player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Because he took the team and put them on their back when we needed it the most. And man, he make some big plays down the stretch there. I mean, what was it, like a 28-yard run, I think, to set up that touchdown pass to Quez, and then the big conversion on 4th and 2 after the 2-minute warning.
Sorry,
what's going on? Birdman _951 in the building, the legend himself. We're happy to have you here, sir. Appreciate you. But yeah, he's definitely been stepping up when we needed to. But I'm concerned though. I'm concerned about this football team. Definitely we haven't looked good we haven't looked good the last few games. I mean, we didn't look very good against Houston, and I'll give him a pass on that. I will, because it was a short week. You know, it was it's always tough to play those Thursday games. You know, it's hard on the players, it's hard on the preparation. But to really come out and play as poorly as we did, especially, you know, scheme wise against Washington, with 10 days to prepare, 10 freaking days to prepare, and that's how you go out and play against Taylor Heineke and the Washington Commanders.
What's up, Kev?
That doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. And
Listen.
we're lucky that we skeeted out of the Indy with the win.
Skeet.
Pause.
No, man. I really I understand what you're saying, man, but there's a reason, honestly, I'm not worried about this offense. And you can call me crazy, you can say whatever you want, but because Jalen's our quarterback.
You're crazy, okay? No,
I know, no, I'm being serious when I say this, dude. Like, in all honesty, bro, Jalen ain't gonna let that shit happen multiple times over. You know, listen, this kid, it's all about details for him. You hear him talk, he studies the shit out of things. He'll get it right. He's not gonna let it be this way. You know, I believe in him.
I do too. I just hope that the last game or two, the last maybe few, because I've seen a few times here and there that he's got receivers wide open, and it's within his vision, and for some reason he's not pulling the trigger. But he's definitely playing very, very well, even with the offense kind of sputtering. He really is, because he's not committing a lot of turnovers. Yeah, he had the strip fumble this last game, but I mean, he's really not committing a lot of turnovers. He's getting us points when we need him. I mean, he's turning into a clutch quarterback. So,
well, and you know, that's the thing too, man. Like, you know, even like Birdman said, you know, the receivers are letting him down. Now, listen, there is a few plays last week in the Colts game where I did see in the RPO, he should have handed the ball off and he kept it.
mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna bullshit a bullshitter. I know, There is a couple plays that he made where I was like, and even you could see it on his face. He knew he made the wrong call.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's a work in progress. It is what it is. But he also has some new pieces that he has to learn to trust as well, as in Calcaterre and Stoll. He's used to having Goddard there, so maybe they block differently. So maybe the players get different angles, and I don't know, man. I don't know the whole ins and outs of it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
things are different, and he knows it.
I mean, like I said earlier, they have to kind of counter adjust to defenses now being pretty, I think, adapt to what they're trying to get done on offense. Not only do they have to do that, but now they have to adjust their offense without Goddard for the next 3 weeks at least. So
yeah,
to me, if it's coming down to needing more speed on the field and reliable receiver, I think Pascal has done a very good job this year, and he's had very reliable hands as well. So if we need to get him on the field more during Goddard's absence, then so be it, to get this offense rolling better. I think that might be an option.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't know because I haven't kept up with him, but is Richard Rodgers still just floating out there as a free agent? Is he available to bring back? Because Richard Rodgers has done a good job for us replacing tight ends when we need somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look that up real quick. But talking about tight ends, I mean, I don't know about Tyree Jackson. He looks very clunky in his movement. I don't know if it's still coming back from the injury. I know he's a really big guy. He just his movement doesn't seem very fluid enough to Tyree Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, we definitely need something's got to get going with tight end. Definitely. I don't know what's going to happen.
I really just don't like that the last 2 games, honestly, on offense really started to remind me a little bit of last year, if you know what I'm talking about.
Richard Rodgers is on the Chargers.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
But it really felt like we kind of reverted to last year a little bit. Like I said, like Miles he comes in and he does a few runs and he does run fine. He got a couple of 5 yards here, 5 yards there, then he disappears.
I think we need to. I think we need to put somebody, even if it means having 4 running backs on the active roster. We need to bring Trey Sermon up and just start pounding the rock a little bit more. From a little bit I've seen at a Trey Sermon in our system, I think he'll be fine, and I think he'd be able to contribute. And I also think that he can give us that kind of change of pace back.
Well, see, man, that's the thing, though. I don't think anything's wrong with our halfback room. I believe it. I honestly believe it's how we're utilizing the halfbacks in the plays that we call. Like I told you, man. Like we started out during Washington as Boston Scott with the first carry. Like, why would you do that? That's a Miles Sanders thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like everyone's offensively is either experimenting or like I don't know, man. It just feels like they're using the wrong pieces at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Because we were a really good rushing offense for the first 8 weeks. We were 8-0.
Yeah, because it does feel like that when we are running the ball, we're not calling the right run plays at the right times. We're just, I don't know. Things have been, like I said, I think defenses. I'm gonna keep saying this too because it's what makes sense to me in my head. Defenses have caught up to what we are doing on offense. Now it's time for Steichen and Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni to get together, and they gotta make the counter move. They got to make some kind of counter move to get this offense rolling again, because it's scoring under 20 points is not I don't think our defense is good enough to hold upper echelon offenses under 20 points or even under 24 points. So we're definitely going to have to have some more consistency on offense. Definitely.
Well, in all honesty, man, our defense was not the problem against the Colts. I mean, a lot of people might look at it and say, oh, no, it was, but it wasn't, dude. They held them to 16 points. We averaged 17 points per game defensively when we were 8-0. So we went right back to holding teams under 17 points against the Colts. The only difference is our offense didn't put up 28 points. That's the only difference. If our offense was what it was when we were 8-0 and scoring 28 points per game, and it was 28-16, we wouldn't be sitting here discussing this crap. We'd be like, all right, next one. But the fact is, our offense is stalled out.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Right. That is the big question. Definitely. And it's, again, it has a lot to do with just having a mixture of defenses that caught up to us and having an unbalanced attack on offense. You got to have more of a 50-50 ratio between pass and run in this offense. And to me, we should be at like 65-45, something like that. 65-35. In that range, because we need to be a little more run heavy, and that will set up the big time play action plays where Hurts can just knife defenses apart with his arm from the pocket. So,
listen, I can sit here and tell you that even whenever we're sitting here watching the game and it's a pass play, I'm not worried. Like, I never get that point where I'm like, oh my God, he's going to throw. I know pretty much when Jalen's back to pass, he makes smart decisions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm confident.
Yeah. And I'm definitely confident he's going to get something done when he has a good pocket and he's able to step up in that pocket if he needs to and make that nice throw down the field. Absolutely. Yeah. He can make good throws on the run too. He makes some absolutely, dime throws on the run. He really does. That's the thing. He can kill you in multiple ways. Now he's shown it. He can kill you from the pocket. He can kill you on the run with his arm. Have receivers. When plays break down and he's scrambling around, guys can get open. He gets them the ball. If not, he can get yards with his legs too. So he's it's like pick your poison with Jalen Hurts because he can kill you in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and so I get like maybe because of his success, Nick and Shane are feeling more confident in passing more, which I'm okay with. But you can't forget that your offense is based off the run. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You're confident in Jalen. I'm confident in Jalen as well.
Yeah.
I get it. But you still got to freaking run because that's what your offense is based off of.
Right. It's like they almost got so enamored with how well Jalen was throwing the ball
right
earlier in this season. And not that he hasn't been throwing it well lately, because what it is, especially against Washington, the defense got us off the field for Washington, and more importantly, their offense controlled the mother effing shit out of that clock.
Yeah,
they absolutely ran the ball. It didn't even matter. They got 2 or 3 yards on first and second down, and then they'd pass on a third and short, or they'd run on first down, get 2 or 3 yards, maybe 4 or 5, and then pass on second down and have a third and short. How many third and ones did we freaking see against
Like
the
10.
freaking Commanders? Exactly.
Like 10.
It was so freaking irritating. Absolutely. So when you put your defense in those scenarios over and over again, 9 times out of 10 they're going to lose. So it's just a matter. It's a statistical fact that the longer defenses are out there on the field, the more they're just getting worn down. And boy, did we get worn down against Washington. I don't think it would have. I don't know. It'd be interesting to just. I would have liked to seen us play Washington with Joseph and Sue. I think you might see a little bit of different outcome.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
Pretty positive about that.
you bring them in a week earlier. Yeah. I think we might be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, listen, I mean, let's convert into that, bro. We got the Green Bay Packers coming up. Shout out to my boy Forrest. That's his team. But we know that they're two monsters. Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon are coming. We're going there, right? Or wait, is it home?
It's at home. It's
at home. So they're coming here. Those two monsters. We know what they can do. AJ Dillon is no joke. He is a monster, and so is Aaron Jones. Christian Watson, he's found his footing here lately. But I'm not concerned that way because my secondary is beastly.
They're probably not going to have. They're probably not going to have Romeo Dobbs, which is good for us because he's been a decent receiver, rookie receiver for them this year. It looks like he's still going to be battling back from injury, but our secondary is beastly. But wouldn't you agree that Darius Slay has looked a little more? He's come down to earth a little bit more these last couple of weeks. He hasn't looked like the sharp Darius Slay that I'm used to seeing out there.
He's all right.
But when big play Slay is dialed in, you could tell the difference because it's like he is on point. And I don't know. I haven't seen that these last couple of weeks. So
do you want to know why? I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
Because
why?
He kind of, and this is just my honest opinion. I feel he's being extra protective because of Josiah Scott. He knows Maddox is not playing right now, and there's probably crossers that come with the slot, being the slot corner, So I feel he has to be extra protective to kind of help him deep, especially if he gets beat, which kind of lets his man up a little bit, which intends to get him beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Scott has a big play in that because you saw him go downhill since Maddox has been out.
Oh yeah, and boy, does number 33 have a target on his back because defenses are definitely pinpointing him, and whoever he is in the vicinity of, they are definitely going to go to. They're definitely going to look to go to that receiver, and our safeties need to kind of adjust to that as well, because if they know that Scott's getting pinpointed, then maybe they need to slide a little more help to his area. You know what I mean? Or then they can get maybe they can get a jump on a route and get an interception because we have seen what a monster of a safety that CJ can be. I mean, Gardner Johnson is he finally didn't get an interception, which is kind of surprising against Matt Ryan, but Darius Slay almost had one at the end there. If Matt Ryan doesn't underthrow that throw on the sideline there, Darius Slay's he might even had a pick six.
Yeah, no, man. I like I said, I'm not worried. Now the one thing that kind of made me scratch my head a little bit is why we didn't see somebody other than Scott at slot. I mean, I get it. The guy has probably earned that spot or he wouldn't be playing. But dude, when you're getting toasted like that, sometimes it's okay to just sit him down and be like, hey, take a seat for a little bit. Like we activated Goodrich. Right. So I was like, oh, maybe we're going to see Goodrich today.
Right.
No, it was still Scott. Let me see these young guns. Give McPherson a shot. If he's getting burnt, It's okay.
Well,
You're
yeah,
learning.
there was the I'm sure you probably saw it today there, and it was just it's just a preliminary injury report for the week, but there was only one person on the injury report that's on the active 53. So this definitely excludes Goddard,
Yeah.
Maddox, and Big T, but Josh Jobe was the only one that's on the injury report, and he's battling his way back from I think a hamstring injury or an ankle or something like that. But he's finally limited in practice. He's starting to practice a little bit as well. So we're for the most part, knock on wood, we're looking fairly healthy. I mean, compared to the Packers, they literally have I think I read that right. They had 16 people on their injury report.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so they're beat. They are definitely beat up.
Now, I will say this about Josiah Scott, though, man. He might get burnt, but dude, he's actually really good in the run game. Like you saw him a couple times last week in the Colts. He took down JT.
Yeah, he might even be better in the run game than Maddox. A little bit maybe.
Maybe.
It's probably pretty close. Where Maddox needs to work on his game, and I'll tell you this right now, and I've seen it multiple times with Avonte, especially when they do those like screen plays and things like that. He needs to be more patient and not be overly aggressive towards the wide receiver, because he is definitely we depend on him being able to make that tackle, and especially in open space and things like that. So if he's a little more patient and lets the play kind of come to him a little bit more, then I think he would definitely benefit from that.
No, like you can't overshoot that tackle, like
exactly.
Because once you overshoot that, the first level's blown. And
Right.
pretty much they can get 5, 10, 15 yards out of that.
Exactly.
So, no, I feel you on that.
Yeah, definitely. You got what I was saying.
God damn, that boy can cover. Holy
Yeah, he
shit.
can.
I'm not
Yeah,
even.
he can.
I love the way Maddox plays ball.
Yeah, because he's tough too. I like, he's gritty. He definitely he's not afraid to step in there and go toe to toe with some of the best slot receivers in the game. So yeah, he's proven it. I mean, he last year he had a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
Phenomenal first year in the slot. I mean, we're only. I don't even know if we've seen the ceiling of Avonte Maddox yet, because I think he is still growing as a slot corner.
He's 26, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Can't wait to see this kid at full.
Exactly. So, there's definitely some very, very good things that we can build on from this last game, and there's also a lot of things that we need to adjust and we need to improve on if we're going to make any kind of deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm interested. I can't wait to see Sue and LJ again, bro. I think they're going to have an even bigger impact this week than what they had last week, because last week they were working on 4 days, 5 days. Now they have a full week under their belt, bro. They've had time to sit there all day and take over the cadences and learn them and study them, and they're going to be out for blood this week. I really feel it.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be, and I think the Packers are going to go run heavy. They're going to try to attack our weakness,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to try to not only attack our weakness, but at the same time, kind of limit the amount that Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball, because he definitely looked. He says it's getting better, but he could just be saying that. I don't know how quickly a broken thumb is going to be healing if you're playing on it. That's he definitely said that the date, their little mini bye that they got, because they played last Thursday, so
Yeah.
they got 10 days off going into Sunday night against us in Philly, which will definitely help them with the rest. They're, like I said, they're beat up injury wise, so. But I think they're going to try to limit the amount that he's throwing the ball. I do, because he he looked off. He looked off on some easy throws that he would, like he even said himself, he would make 99 times out of 100. You know, it just happened that he was saying it just happened to be that the ball came out not a tight spiral and it was off a little bit, this and that. But I guarantee you with a triple stamp that has everything to do with that thumb. Everything to do with the thumb.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, listen, you got to be able to grip that football, and if he's only at like 80%, like
Exactly.
you gotta imagine, like there's a lot to give there, man. So
why do you think the Cowboys didn't want Dak coming back too soon? Because
right?
they wanted to make sure that he could grip the hell out of that ball. Because not only do you got to be able to throw it, but you got to be able to hold on to it when big 300-pound linemen and crazy linebackers are trying to swat that ball out of your hands too. So you got to be able to have very good grip strength as a quarterback.
Bro, and in all honesty, man, I'm going to sit here and tell you, I think our weakest point of our defense might have just become our strongest.
Yeah, especially when JD comes back. I absolutely agree with you 100%. We will have 3 players who are very, very good at stopping the run in the middle, and we will also have 2 or at least 1 good defensive tackle in Hargrave who I feel can get pretty good consistent pass rush when we need to. So,
and I'm not sure about this or not, but when Davis comes back, I don't know, but maybe Sue can play some end at times, and you can have Davis, LJ, and Sue. I don't know if Sue plays end or if he ever has, but I'm sure you can rotate here and there.
You're gonna see some 5-man fronts where those 3 are on the field together. I guarantee you. Oh yeah, you're gonna see a 5-man front with Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham on the ends, and then Sue, Jordan Davis, and Linval Joseph in the middle.
That'd be amazing.
It will. I mean, yeah, good luck running the ball. You better have a good quarterback and some good pass protection because we're gonna be coming.
And listen, man, I'm gonna say this too. I really wouldn't mind seeing a little more of Nakobe Dean. I want to see this kid in the run game, and I want to see what he's got.
I agree.
I don't think there's any reason that we shouldn't be able to. I watched his interview the other day he had on Good Morning Football. And he's like, "Hey, I'm just learning." He's very humble. I love the kid. I got his autograph, on my hat. I met him. He's such a cool dude. And man, just let him try. What's it going to hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Give him a few snaps.
I wouldn't mind seeing some 3-4 out there. You can slide him in. You can slide him in at linebacker. You have a 3-man front of either Joseph or Sue in the middle, and Graham and Sweat on the ends, or Reddick. I think Reddick should be, he should be rushing the quarterback. He really should. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he showed he could play some. He can cover too. He showed it. He did. He's got a pass. He's got a pass defended this year. So, and that's that's pretty good for an outside linebacker.
Yo, while we're on that conversation real fast, shout out to Aiden Hutchinson this past week, man, getting a pick on Daniel Jones. Dude, that was an impressive pick, dude. I'm not gonna lie. He had to get some height on that. White boy can jump. Like
you couldn't help yourself, huh? You had to
man.
Hey, shout out to the Lions for giving the G-men an L. I love that. I love it.
I did not. No, listen, dog. I'm not gonna even lie. I had the Giants in that game. I never saw that shit coming. Hell, the Giants didn't see it coming. I don't know what the hell happened, bro, but that was a train wreck.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people lost some money on that game.
Yo, they got issues over there in G Nation right now, bro. Fucking Wandell Robinson going down with his ACL. Yeah. Everyone's like, "Oh, we'll be fine." It's like, bro, listen, you were already working with the cream of the crop. You know, just barely getting
lost-
by.
They
You
lost to Dory Jackson too. He's gone for 4 to 6 weeks with an MCL sprain.
yeah. So it's like, bro,
They lost guys on both sides of the ball.
the further down you dig, it's not like the talent's always going to equal out. You know,
No.
eventually the talent's going to drain.
I already said it, and I'll keep saying it. They are one, sprained ankle for Saquon away from being way worse than any team in this division. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No,
especially
man.
with like you said, with the injuries that they've taken now. Yeah, Daniel Jones is his game managing like 100 something 120 yards passing and a touchdown with 50 yards rushing, 45 yards rushing, something like that. Maybe a rushing touchdown as well. That's only going to get you so far.
Bro, you got picked by a defensive end. I ain't playing. A rookie defensive end. A dude
Right?
that was 10 yards back. Like, how do you miss Aiden Hutchinson, that big ass dude? Like, come on, man. That was
No kidding.
crazy.
That is. I mean, that just kind of shows you the vision. Yeah, you're right. You're right, BLSG. It's Danny Pesos. You're right.
Nah, man. I just, oh god, I want to get through this game and the next one and get to Dallas, dude. That's the one I want.
I want us to be as healthy as possible. So I hope we get Maddox back for Dallas.
Oh yeah, I'll have
Goff back, get JD back, and have them be fully as healthy as possible, and us just sweep them so we can just shut all these Dallas Cowboy fans up. Because now, AK, I don't know if you've seen some of these fools on Twitter, but now we're comparing point totals. They're like, "Have you guys scored 40 points? Have you guys scored 40 points?" It's like, I thought at the end of the day, it wasn't about how many points you scored. It was about the victories. And last time I checked, we got 2 more than you guys, including the heads up. So it's really 2.5.
Well, dude, listen, man. I asked. I don't know if you watched Two Beasts One East the other night or not, but he boys brought that up to me, and I said, "Listen, man." I said, "When did we ever get to the point that you got to beat a team out by 40 points to be good?"
Right.
I said to me, and I use your words, to me, just seems like y'all blew your load a little too early. And he started laughing. I was like, bro, I was like, oh, wow, you won by 40, or you put up 40 points.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. I was like, we won by 1. Ooh, congrats. You know, I was like, you don't got to blow someone out to be good. You could blow someone out the entire fucking year, get to the playoffs, and get smacked.
But you know what's funny though, is that no one is really talking about the fact that the Colts, they held us in check for most of that game. They weren't able to hold us in check the whole time because Jalen did his thing down at the end and got us the 1-point victory, and we squeaked our ass out of there with a victory.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we did something that the Kansas City Chiefs, who everybody who has on this this golden pedestal, you know, hey, shout out to Andy Reid, to Mahomes, to Travis Kelce. I love the podcast he's got going with Jason. It's getting intense. I don't know if you've seen it.
I love your podcast, dude.
But Travis was literally talking shit, and Jason got so upset they had to shut the show down, and they started it the next day because that's how emotionally immersed that our center is in football. You know, he's very, very, very emotionally driven, and man, that's an awesome podcast to watch. It really is, and I definitely have been enjoying it. But these I'm just hoping. All I want for Christmas literally is for us to win on Christmas Eve.
Well, and I asked
all I want for Christmas.
I asked this question to boys, man, the other day. I said, listen, man, I brought up exactly what you said. I said, I said, when are we going to start giving Jalen his props? I said, you sit here. I said, who did the Colts beat? He's like, you're referring to Kansas City. I said, yes. I said, we all put Pat Mahomes on this pedestal
Right.
because how young he is, how much money he got paid, and he won a Super Bowl.
Right.
I said, but that man lost to the Colts. I said, that's more of a reason right there because he lost to put Jalen not ahead of him, but to put him in that conversation of those QBs almost. I said, because one, he has his fourth quarter comeback. Yes, it is only one, but it was a very good one. Dude, like we that was bad. I mean, dude, I saw a tweet that was put out with 2 minutes left. Well, the Eagles have another loss under their wrap, and I was like, huh. And we didn't, so he shows he can do it. He put the team on his back. And Pat did not do that. But when Pat does it, it's like, well, he just had a bad game, But when Jalen beats him, it's like, well, he didn't do this right or that right. It's like, dude, we got to stop putting quarterbacks on pedestals.
Yeah, and on all these Mahomes, I'm not saying he does not deserve high accolades, because to me, he definitely is.
He earns it all.
He has shown, definitely he earns his keep. He is above and beyond an average of a great quarterback. He is definitely in that elite status.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not arguing that at all. What some people are arguing that I've been hearing when it comes to the MVP conversation is that Mahomes is having such a great year, even though he lost Tyreek Hill, and the only reason that Jalen Hurts is having such a great year is because he gained AJ Brown. And to that, I say horseshit. Because if you're trying to take away Jalen's MVP votes for that argument, I say horseshit. Because for the fact of this, because of the fact that Patrick Mahomes is an elite quarterback, it shouldn't affect him that much to lose a Tyreek Hill. He should be able, because he still has a Hall of Fame in the making tight end in Travis Kelce. Maybe arguably he is definitely in the top 3 or 4 tight ends in the history of the game. Kelce recently started up a little controversy, saying that he feels, and a lot of other people feel, that he is the best quarterback or best tight end in history, even better than Gronk.
He is.
So, right? And he's being able to stay healthier than Gronk too. So he's had a more continuous career.
I have nothing but respect for Kels, bro. I swear, Travis is the ultimate athlete when it comes to tight end. He beats Gonzalez. He beats Gronk. He beats, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care how many Super Bowl rings Gronk has to float around. Dude, you don't get those rings without Brady, okay? And secondly, Kels, man, he's just the ultimate weapon. He really is.
Exactly. And to be able to have that still for Mahomes, that is huge. And that is a reason to me that his numbers, his performance shouldn't have really fallen off that much, losing a Tyreek Hill. And the fact that Hurts has improved so much, especially throwing the ball in the pocket, reading defenses pre and post snap, things like that. Those are making split second decisions on these RPOs. He's got a lot of decisions to make in a short amount of time. So the fact that Hurts has made such an improvement, he definitely has to be in the MVP conversation to me. And if he's not, you're really fooling yourself, because yes, he did gain AJ Brown, and he still already had Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. I get that, but you still have to go out there and you still have to perform, and perform he has done on a very high level, at an MVP level. And I'll stick to it. He's got my vote. Until I see otherwise, he has my vote.
He's not the reason we're losing games, I'll tell you that. But here's the thing, though.
He's also a big reason why we're winning games.
exactly.
So when you
But-
put those two together, that's pretty big time.
And here's the thing too. You want to take his MVP vote away because he has AJ Brown, and we got AJ Brown for him in the offseason. Well, then you need to take away Josh Allen's, because Josh Allen got Stephon Diggs, and when Stephon Diggs became his wide receiver, boom, MVP candidate.
Right.
So you might as well take him away. And if you take him away, well, Josh Allen ain't shit.
Yep.
So I'm sorry, man. Like that.
And
That's
Allen,
that,
to me right now, it's Hurts and Mahomes for MVP. Allen has not looked like an MVP candidate these last few weeks at all.
no.
I mean, they even lost to they shouldn't have lost to the Dolphins earlier this year. Yeah, the Dolphins are an above average team this year, but I mean, all I've been hearing from Buffalo and Bills Mafia is that, that they're going to the Super Bowl. That they're a Super Bowl team. Super Bowl teams shouldn't lose to a division team. That they should be at least they should be owning that team. If you're a Super Bowl team, the Dolphins are kind of like us last year. They're like that. They're like that team that's improved a lot and is on the verge of making a playoff appearance.
Yeah, no, man. The Bills, when they lost to the Jets, that's when I started questioning shit. Like I get it. The Jets are a very good team on the up and coming. They got a lot of talent. But bro, there's no reason they should have won that game.
No.
There's no reason.
Did you see the ending of that game, of that Jets Patriots game this past week? That was crazy, dude. I can't believe that.
And then now you bench Zach Wilson.
Right.
Like, you're only
Now?
like that only makes it look worse for Josh Allen losing to them.
Right.
So yeah,
No,
man,
it does.
I'm with you.
It does.
I'm with you. It's Pat and Hurts. I get it. Pat has way more stat. We'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm curious for, and I can't wait for the top 100 list. I can't wait to see where Jalen falls in that.
Ooh.
That's what I can't wait for.
You think what do you think? Where do you think he's gonna fall?
Oh, he better be top 40.
Oh, oh, hell yeah, he better be top 40.
If he's not, I'm throwing a fit.
With you're talking about this year,
They're coming out. Yeah.
They're grading him off of what he's done so far this year.
Alpha this year, after the season's over, next year's top 100.
Oh
yeah.
Shit!
He better be top 40. Hell, he better
be top 25.
Top 20.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, man, we get snubbed in that shit every year. It wouldn't fucking surprise me if he's like 57.
True. That's true.
I'm serious, man. Cox had an all-time year that one year, and he ended up 94.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's not making that list this year. I guarantee you that, unless he has a tremendous upswing in stats this second half of the season. But I don't see that happening.
No, but I'll tell you what, Slay will make it. Bradbury will make it. CJ Johnson will make it.
Oh yeah,
Riddick will make it.
Especially if CJ, if he ends the year either in the lead or tied for the lead in interceptions.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely making the top 50.
Riddick will make it.
Yeah. Lane Johnson will make it.
Yep. Mailata will probably make it. Kels will make it.
Yep.
Hurts will make it. I don't know about Miles. AJ will probably make it. I don't know about Devontae.
That's another thing we need to clean. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the refs being pissed off. I know it's not the same ref crew than it was in Washington, but they're kind of like a brotherhood. So I don't know if they're pissed off that we were giving them so much shit about not calling the face mask against us when Dallas Goedert got hurt. But man, I don't remember ever getting 3 consecutive penalties called on us on an offensive drive. That was crazy. That was a little weird.
That was all on our tight ends, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Because Tyree Jackson was one, and
Kyle
then
was the other, I think.
yeah. It's that inexperience of playing, I guess. But shit, that's a really harsh wake up call, I guess, for us. We need to definitely clean that stuff up because we can't be having stupid penalties like that. We
No.
that drive was looking. We were pretty deep in Colts territory, and then the next thing I know, we were at our own 40. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck just happened?
Yep.
It's like first, what was it, like first and 35 or some weird crazy shit like that? It was like, holy cow, man.
Yeah, no, sometimes I was scratching my head trying to figure it all out while I was watching.
Yeah,
But
we
hey,
can't. We gotta find a way to get this offense rolling more because if we could try to go into like these games against New York
oh yeah.
and play into their hand and keep the game low scoring, you're definitely opening the door a lot wider for them to get a victory. So we gotta get this offense rolling, man.
No, I 100% agree with you, man, and I think they will. And like I said, we got the quarterback that we've all wanted, and trust me, if anything, Jalen's not going to let it happen. Like
Yeah,
he will get it under control one way or another. They will respond. That's what they do. In the end, we're still 9-1. We're panicking, but yet we're 9-1. So that's a good thing. When you're 9-1 and you're panicking, hey, you're still winning. Yeah, it might not be the way you want, but you're still winning and the job done. And I commend you for it. Just don't make it as stressful as what it's been.
I mean,
That's all I ask.
if Quez doesn't fumble against Washington, and if they don't miss that face mask call, it's a way different ball game, and we probably are 10-0. But hey, it is what it is. It played out the way it played out,
Yep.
and thank God for for the city of wherever the refs union is for the NFL, because Eagles fans would have found out wherever that is, and they would have went and burned it down. If they would have called a face mask on us when Riddick barely touching Matt Ryan's face mask, if they would have called that on us after not calling the face mask the week before with Goddard almost getting his head ripped off,
Yeah.
Eagles fans would have lost their damn mind.
Yeah.
Lost their damn mind.
I agree. Well, hey man, I appreciate you and I love doing this and I'd love to stay longer, but I got to get some sleep and
Yeah, brother.
tomorrow and
It's Chef AK tomorrow, so I definitely got to let you get your beauty sleep. Definitely, you know what I'm saying.
But listen, I appreciate everyone that has been here and has joined us tonight. We still got 11 in here. Appreciate each and every one of you.
Salute to you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. I hope you all are safe and have a great weekend. Enjoy it being with your families. It's been rough not having Thanksgiving the last couple of years. So, definitely enjoy every moment you can. And thank you all so much. Please like and subscribe to both me and my boy Philly Foothills here if you haven't already. And like I said, I will be back on camera here soon. Just had a couple malfunctions, but I'll have it up and running again. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. And fly Eagles fly, 10-1. Let's go.
Absolutely. Yes, everybody, like he said, thank you so much. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. Like I always say, we can't do it without you, each and every one of your help and support. So please make sure you hit that thumbs up for us on both channels. Share the content if you can. Help us maybe get some more subscribers. Tell everybody to hit that like if they appreciate the content. If it's Eagles fans, division rivals fans, NFL fans, I'm sure they'll enjoy it. So, yeah, until next time, you guys, stay mean, stay green. Thanks for viewing us on the screen. You know how it always goes. You know how it is. It's fly, Eagles, fly. And like I always say, keep it fuego. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We love you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Peace out, guys.